right, the Tigers roar here on Pelican Sports TV. I'm Tommy Krysan, and it's my pleasure to be joined here on the set for the first time on Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg, my fellow New Orleans native, a couple of left-handers here from the old Catholic League.
Yes.
Jordy, good
Back
evening.
in the day.
How are you?
I am doing terrific. What a day.
Man,
what a day.
I mean, you picked a good day.
Steele, Orgeron, basketball wins.
Hultberg,
Let's retire. My goodness. Let's be Cardale Jones and just walk off into the sunset.
I was telling somebody the other day, if you look on our WUBR, if you look at you and Buddy and I, that's almost 100 years of experience. I don't know. I'm not trying to date us all, but
I've been doing basketball a long time.
The three of us have been around it for a long time, and I think that's good for the listeners of the station. They get a little something different, and you're kind of a basketball guy. I'm kind of a baseball guy, even though we're well-versed in all sports.
We love them all.
I don't know what Buddy is. We're still trying to, he's a crystal ball guy.
That's right. That's
right. But I got him some more Scotch tape where he can put his crystal ball back together. But obviously we have Jordy here to talk basketball from De La Salle to LSU and then coaching under Dale Brown for a little bit. Let's talk about tonight's game. I know you watched it. LSU, a road win in any conference. I don't care if it's the SWAC, the Sun Belt, or Southland. You win a road game in the conference, that's a big plus. And LSU got one against Ole Miss tonight in Oxford.
You know, Tommy, you got to take care of business at home, and then on the road you got to try and see if you can split one. They lost a very bad game against a bad Missouri team that we saw Kentucky dismantle by 48. So this makes up for that one. Ole Miss kind of riding high after a big win over South Carolina. Tough place to play, the Tad Pad. I played there, and it's been there forever. So LSU, it was a game of runs like any other basketball game is. LSU had the best run at the end of the game, and that's how they won it. But double-doubles by Jarrell Martin and Jordan Mickey. Josh Gray gets a double-double, but Keith Hornsby's the player of the game. 5 threes, and then he goes and seals the win with 2 free throws with about 5 seconds to go to make it a 4-point spread. Game, set, match. So under difficult situations where the end of the game took forever, LSU made more plays. They got the ball inside. They got Jarrell Martin going, and they withstood. They stayed out of foul trouble. They get a win, 75-71.
You talked about it's a game of runs. That's kind of become chic in the last 5 or 8 years in college basketball, even though it always happened. It became a thing that commentators and sportscasters like us said. And certainly tonight's game was a game of runs. You know, Ole Miss had that 12-0 spurt. LSU answered with a 9-2 run. I mean, so as a player or a coach, I mean, you have to be resilient to know that you're going to get your turn and they're going to get hot. They're going to drop some threes on you, and you're going to throw a bad pass, but then it's going to flip away. But then in that last 5 minutes of a close game, you got to make the difference.
You got to make free throws. You can't turn the ball over. It is a game run, so you can't get too high when you go on that 10-0 spurt, because what goes around comes around, and the other team's going to make it. There's too many good players in college basketball now that can make plays and put the ball in the basket, and that's what it comes to. It's not brain surgery. You shoot the ball well, make free throws, don't turn the ball over, you're in good shape.
Well, you never saw a shot that you didn't like, if I remember correctly.
That's why they put the basket up there, right, and they give you a ball.
I think I've told you this. I had a theory when I used to shoot the ball. It was one of 2 reasons. I was either trying to get hot or stay hot.
That's right.
That answered every shot I ever took.
I loved every one. They had the ice chest ready for me to soak the elbow in after every game. That's what it's for.
You've seen just about all the LSU games this year, much more than I have. Your read through the non-conference and now 3 games in the books in conference play, still 15 to go. Long way to go yet. Tough, the whole bit. But what do you see in this team today that you maybe didn't see the first 3 or 4 times you saw them?
Much better team now than they were a week ago. Look at the players on the team. You've got 2 sophomores who are your stars. You've got 2 junior college transfer, or 2 transfers sitting out, and a kid that comes off the bench that was absolutely nothing a year ago, but Tim Quarterman's been sensational this year. So it takes a while for teams to understand and players to understand their roles. It takes a little knockdown here and there to get you to settle in and understand what it takes to win, particularly on the road, where every possession has to be valued. So they're better now than they were a week ago. I think they'll be better down the road, because what they've got this year, Tommy, that they haven't had in years before, they got a team that can score. They got guys that can take you off the dribble, can get in the lane and score, and they got 2 big thoroughbreds inside. If Jarrell Martin continues to stay down low, Jordan Mickey block shots. They've got a lot of talent. I really believe they have a chance to be the second-best team in the league, and I think they're in the NCAA tournament.
To most observers, a question mark's the front court.
Yep.
The guard play. College basketball is a guard's game.
Getting better.
Do you see it as a problem, or do you see it improving, the front court play?
No question it's improving. You've got 4 players now that have seen the court, that have experience. Josh Gray, Keith Hornsby, Tim Quarterman, Jalen Patterson coming off the bench and giving you quality minutes. That's 4 guards. They handle it well. They shoot it well. And this is going to be the mantra all year long. Every team is going to try and play LSU a zone to try and take away the basketball from the 2 guys inside. So if LSU can shoot the ball well from the perimeter, they'll be fine. There's ways to do it, and I still think LSU is learning how to do that. You don't come down and just jack up the first one. You got to work the ball. You got to go inside, outside. You spot up, you get good shots. They're learning that. They're learning how to play the game, not only from an individual standpoint, because they all were go-to guys wherever they were. I mean, Josh Gray scored 35 points a game. He's not going to get that many shots in college now at this level. So everybody has to understand it takes a while to learn those roles. In the meantime, heck, they keep winning. They're 2-1 in the league now. I think they're, 13-3, something like that. So that's not bad.
No, it's not bad. Now, the Tim Quarterman, I mean, big game against Georgia. I mean, that looked like it was going to be a loss for LSU.
Yes.
He takes the team. He takes the game over. Yeah. He has developed a lot.
I'll be the first one to tell you, I never, ever expected that out of him. He has surprised me. He got 8 points tonight, but he's doing the little things. He's guarding one of their premier scorers from Ole Miss, and because of his 6'6" length, he is deterring anything that guy can do. He's coming up with steals. He's coming up with key assists to play. So when the shot's not falling, he's still contributing. A lot of guys, if you're not scoring, they fall asleep. You don't know what to do with them. But at least he's contributing. So that's been the most. I think in the landscape of college basketball, he's the most improved player in the country. I really do.
All right. The question everybody wants to know:
are they going or are they
staying?
staying?
Is this a tournament team?
Yes. I think it is.
Really?
I really think it is.
Among the top 68 teams in the country?
I really believe they are. I believe it's going to come down to LSU, Florida, Arkansas to see who the number 2 team in the conference is.
All second fiddle to Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky is Kentucky, and they had their little wake-up calls.
2 overtime games, Ole Miss and A&M.
But they won them both.
Yeah.
And they didn't play well. And then poor Missouri comes in and they kind of unleashed their frustration. 49 points, please.
Yeah, well, you were spot on that teams are going to play zone against LSU.
All night long.
Coach Andy Kennedy of Ole Miss is zone matchup basically the whole game. I think once or twice they got out of it. You're right on it with that as to how they're going to defend LSU, because that would be the way to defend. Question mark at the front court play, but 2 6'10" guys who are very, very athletic. Those guys. That's not Roby and Phillips in the middle that you went against back in Kentucky.
A lot thinner than those guys.
Yeah, not even close to Rick Roby and Mike Phillips.
Yeah.
Mike at Kentucky, who won an NIT and an NCAA title back in the day. But these guys, they're more athletic than Roby and Phillips.
Right. And they jump higher.
Force, yeah.
And they have to learn how to play off of one another. A lot of times in the game against Ole Miss, you would see Martin come to the side high post and they'd work that high-low entry, and then they'd flip-flop it, and it was very, very successful. So if the guards can somehow figure out a way of swinging the ball and then getting the ball inside, doesn't have to be on the low block, get it to the free throw line, and these players are smart enough to seal their defender, put them on their hip, show the arm, throw the lob to him, take it to the basket. That high-low entry is tough to defend.
Let's talk about Johnny Jones. He was a teammate of yours, I want to say.
No, he was, I graduated, and then he came in right after that. So I coached him.
So you weren't teammates?
We were not teammates.
Okay, but you've known him since
I've known him forever.
At the Ritter High School. Okay.
Correct.
Johnny Jones, player, longtime assistant coach under one of your favorite guys in the world, Dale Brown. And then, went away for a little bit at Memphis and North
Alabama,
Texas.
North Texas. Right.
Nice run at North Texas. Did some good things with that team. Got to the tournament a couple of times. Talk about Johnny Jones. Two-part question. One, as a recruiter, which he's ringing a lot of bells right now. And then 2, Johnny Jones is a person. And maybe give our viewers a little something about Johnny that they might not know.
Well, Johnny is a recruiter. I think there's no question he's one of the best in the business. He's got a terrific staff, and that's like, it's like any coach with Les Miles. You assemble the right people, and they all get along together, and they work hard together, and he's got a terrific staff. So he's a phenomenal personal recruiter who gets to understand you, gets to meet your parents, and it's a long process, and he does a tremendous job. Johnny, the person, good family man, loves his son and daughter and his wife, loves to swing the golf club.
Is he any good?
He's pretty good. Hits it a far ways. It might not, maybe not as far as you, but he hits it pretty far. Hits it a lot straighter than you. But the main thing you got to know is if you're an LSU fan, Johnny Jones loves LSU. He absolutely loves LSU. I've talked to him for years. I would call him and congratulate him after wins at North Texas. How my Tigers doing? What do you think? I want to come there. I want to come there. I said, your time will come. It's going to happen. Just be patient and persevere. So he loves it here. He's a good guy, fun guy. Loves to get out there and have some fun. But you travel with them on the road like I have, and you see the work that they put in. It's strictly business, and they're very well prepared. They're very organized, and they dot all the I's and cross all the T's, and they're a very efficient group as a staff.
Jordy, before I let you go, I want to ask you about Dale Brown. I mean, obviously a man that's meant a whole lot to you and your family, your entire life, not just on the basketball court, but far away from the arena. And I know you're still in contact with him a bunch. I know that's a special relationship for you. It has been for dang near 40 years now.
He's just been terrific. He recruited. He came to our gym at De La Salle High School on St. Charles Avenue to look at another kid, a player on our team. I was a skinny little old freshman. And he liked what he saw, and he recruited me from that day forward. I got a letter in the mail at least once a week from that man, and we've kept in touch. He still sends me birthday wishes, all to this day. He love him to death. He's better than ever, doing great, still fighting the causes that he believes in, and the master motivator. I got stories I can tell you, and we'll share them down the road.
We'll do that down the road. Might that player at De La Salle been Pierre Godin?
That was him, and. My first game in college was against Tulane, and we smacked.
I'm doing this for our New Orleans.
We smacked them pretty good. Pierre, hope you're doing well, Pierre.
May be watching tonight.
Jeff Cummings in that group, and we spanked them pretty good.
We spanked them pretty good. That was back in the day. Well, Jordy, mentioned we're going to do this from time to time.
Yeah, I would love to.
You're like you said, we're well versed in all sports, but if you have a niche, it's basketball, obviously, like mine's baseball or whatever. So we'll do this again a couple weeks down the road.
I've never done this before. Is this okay?
I think I'll give you a star on your collar if you had a collar on that shirt, But anyway, no, a lot of fun as I knew it would be. Don't forget, folks, you can hear him Monday through Friday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. on WUBR 9:10 a.m. CBS Sports Radio in Baton Rouge, and you can hear you in the afternoon. Tell our Lafayette fans.
103.7 FM. The game from 2 to 4 every afternoon. So we double dip. We work all day.
In the morning. He's Lafayette on the air in the afternoons. Now
here at night.
Tigers roar. I mean,
my wife's going to shoot me. I work too much.
The guy's everywhere. We thank him for being his first appearance on Tigers Roar. This program's been here 8.5 years.
You've never asked. And
that's
your fault.
You should. Okay. You're coming back next month.
Okay.
Jordy Hultberg, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as he likes to say when he opens his show. I'm Tommy Krysan. We'll come back. More LSU football. Chris Landry at LandryFootball.com. We'll get back on the set, and you will hear from Coach Ed Orgeron after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.